trust low-cost supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high-quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low-cost supermarket, Sun and Main Road, Cunupia.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems, and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
No more games. You always break the table when you lose. Promise? 4110 Jigsaw. Watch it. Don't you dare. Ronix.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening and welcome to Breaking Barriers right here on IBN Channel 8. Of course, it's Wednesday evening and I'm Inchanishmal, your host, and it's a pleasure being in your company this afternoon. Much to talk about, but let's start off with our sponsors first. Of course, let's welcome Tile Expression Limited. And of course, Tile Expression is where you get your quality porcelain, ceramic tiles, you get SPC flooring, you get everything that you need to do everything with tiling and flooring. Right, as well as countertops, granite, quartz, you name it. You could check them out, located right there in Cunupia. You could pass off Bokal Road or Mon Road, and it's easy to find. All right, so let's start the ball rolling. You know, one of the first things I need to discuss this evening is this whole situation in Turkey. Turkey's death rate, the death toll from that earthquake, has now surpassed 12,000. You heard me right, 12,000. Turkey and Syria, etc. Over 12,000. Now, what happens is that many people have been asking me, well, Inshan, what are we doing to assist, etc.? Now, let me be very frank. In cases where there are countries where little assistance is normally received, we would be the first to jump up and go and assist. Turkey is a wealthy country. Turkey is a rich country. Turkey is a country that has many allies and many people close to them who could assist. You have people from, in fact, you have Iraq, you even have the great destroyer Israel supporting them with stuff too as well. You have the UK, you have France, you have the US, you have Canada, all over the world sending troops and sending assistance. Now, at the end of the day, let's take a look at the video, guys. There's a video that I sent you from TRT. Let's take a look at that video.
62 hours after her home collapsed on top of her in Hatay, Beyhan Akbai was pulled out alive. But her husband is still under the rubble. As her rescuers moved her to a waiting ambulance, she mustered the strength to utter thank you. Enough, they say, to keep them going for the next rescue. There were more stories of survival across the country. After days of digging, this newborn baby was also rescued. He was given life-saving treatment on the scene, as were other children who'd also been rescued. From under the debris, a woman called Aishanur asks for water. Her rescuers tell her she can have some as soon as she's out. It's an agonising wait. It's also excruciating for those waiting near collapsed buildings for word of their relatives trapped underneath. They're desperate and cold.
Our home is gone. We got caught in the rain and we slept on wet ground. We don't even have hot tea to drink. Look at our situation.
In difficult and dangerous conditions, rescuers work as fast as they can. International teams have arrived with extra sniffer dogs and camera technology, but the scale of the disaster means there are simply not enough resources to reach everyone. In the city of Kahramanmaraş, the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan visited one of the many emergency camps set up in the south of the country.
The reason why I stop it is because I want you to listen carefully now, right? To the boss man himself from Turkey, the top dog, as they say, from Turkey. And I want you to listen to how a leader activates an emergency plan and starts to work on things immediately with his team. Listen carefully to what a true leader is. Go ahead.
President Recep Tayyip Erdogan visited one of the many emergency camps set up in the south of the country. While meeting with survivors, he promised funding for all those made homeless by the quakes.
With God's help, we will rebuild the houses within a year in all of our 10 provinces, working together with contractor companies under the management of the Housing Agency. We will speed up the debris removal as well as the construction of new houses.
Ahmed, can you hold out your leg? A rescuer calls to a young boy in the Syrian city of Jandaris. They're racing against the clock to find people alive.
Now, you heard that within 1 year, they plan to rebuild all the houses. Now, what I noticed there, and I have some photos too as well. I want to show you some of those photos. What I noticed in almost all the photos that I saw was an absence of steel beams. I am not seeing steel beams at all. It looks as if these structures were put up with just concrete and maybe they were aged structures. Look, even here, Moody, you notice? No steel beams at all. So what happens is that could have been the reason why the building collapsed. Now, if you watch the structure of this building, you will see that this building is fairly a minimally framed building. And this is one of the reasons many of these buildings fell, because I'm not playing God here at the end of the day, but steel buildings have a habit of standing up stronger than a bare concrete building. I know in China now what they're doing is that, look, this one caked on itself. So you don't even know if anyone is under there right now, inside that area. So it's a scary thing, but come back. Yeah, look at this, right? Everything fell on itself. So many people have been asking, what do we plan to do in regards to aid for Turkey and aid for Syria? Now, for Syria is one thing, because Syria is of little means. But the problem with Syria is that sometimes when funds go across there, they put you on all kind of red lists and black lists and this list and that list. And not only that, you have to be careful about the organizations that you send money to. Where Turkey is concerned, to me, and this is my personal take on it, I will not be sending funds to Turkey personally, because in Trinidad and Tobago, my priority is here. What has happened in Turkey, we cannot stop what occurred. We cannot do more than what is being done at present with the international organizations. And like I said, Turkey is a fairly wealthy country, so therefore they could look after their recovery. if there's some way that we can be sure that monies will go towards Syria and help out those in Syria, I have no problems with that. But this is where the problem occurs. Now, as I was saying before, many of the people who are outside there are people who in Trinidad and Tobago need assistance. For example, there's a family in Kelly whose house, I don't know if I send those photos to you guys, a burned down structure. What happened is that there's a family in Kelly whose house was burned down, right, this. And this is somebody that is in my country, that is a few miles away from me, that is now homeless. Now, Moody, am I saying correct? Is that purlin used as a bed frame? C purlin and Z purlin, it? Trinidadians real good when it comes to, and I'm saying it is a bed frame because I'm seeing, pull back that photo, guys, zoom in a little bit. Because if you watch these springs, yeah, it's either a couch or something, so like there was a mattress or something on top of that. Do you agree? Yeah. Right. So, and look Caliph here. So Caliph, I don't know if Caliph will agree with what I just said, but I'm now showing a picture of a home in Carney where a family lost their home. Their home was burned down. Could we see the other photos? And that is just about maybe 2-3 miles from me. And I think really and truly that Turkey being a wealthy country, Turkey getting help from over 100 countries all over the world, if we go to send anything, really and truly, it may not make much of a difference because Turkey is getting help from countries all over. You agree or disagree? Right? So the fact is that at the end of the day, my priority lies with the people in my country who need assistance first. I pray for those people who need assistance because that is what I could give them. I could pray that they recover and don't have another episode like what they have. But what I also want to do is make sure that the people we are assisting here get assistance. Now, what I want to show you is where we have reached with the house that you all have assisted us. Guys, what was the total funds collected for that house so far? You'll just let me know what was the total we collected, right? My guy's pulling up the file there now, right? And they will check it for me. And this is for the Firoz Khan assistance. What that boy hiding and eating and dribbling all over there? Control? And he married, boy? Yeah. And that way wife cook for him? Control? I gotta talk to Halim. That man buy a $15,000 stove to cook control. All right. Right. So the total we collected was, that's $67,710, right? And so far, with everything that we have spent about $38,000 so far, right? Which is not bad. No. Which is not bad, right? To where we reach now. And that includes all the concrete and everything from in there and all that. So what happens is that, and the foundation blocks, the recent reach with some of the block work. Right, this is us offloading. Now I was there as well, offloading blocks too as well, but it's just that I was using one hand to film and one hand with the camera, right? And the weather, as you could see, was kind of real bad. Right? And you know, this is a fantastic team that we have here. This is where we are at now. Right? Nice. This is where we are at now. So as you can see, a lot has been done. And this is just, if you look at it really, it's just about 3-4 days of solid work went down here now. Caliph? Just about, if you really think about it, it's about 4 days of work went down here. And this is the contractor Daniel, you know, taking a video of what was done so far. So this is where your efforts have gone. And by the way, by tomorrow, most of those blocks will be up. The lintel will be on the windows and on the doors. And what happens is that they will just, the next day, they will go up with the remainder of the blocks till the ring beam. And the ring beam done. So what happens by next week, God willing, as we say, inshallah, right? We are hoping by next week, the roof will be up. And what is that? This is to tell you how fast we have read. This is not something, and what we're going to do is that, for me, this is what we do. And I would like to thank all those of you who assist. And you know, people keep telling me, boy, you know, we are one of the few organizations right? This is not Zahir Ali organization, the conman who I had exposed and the fraud I had exposed, right? And I could say that without being sued because it is a factual statement. It is a statement based on fact, right? People get $2 worth when they give $1. And that is what we do, and we show you accountability. And at the end of this project, we will show you a breakdown of everything, how everything was spent, so therefore you will see where your money went. All right, so let me just welcome Neil Shah's Auto Parts to this segment. And of course, I'd like to thank Neil Shah's for being with us way over a year now. And in fact, I called Neil Shah's and I said, here what happened the other day. I said, unfortunately, we have to move you because we have a new advertiser. And I was verbally abused by them. Because they say, I ain't moving them out so easily. All right, no, I was just kidding about the verbally abused part, by the way. All right, so remember, you can get all your European parts, check them out, engine, transmission parts, body parts, you name it. Give them a call, and they will fix your up accordingly. Guys, let's go. You know what? Let's run through everything. We'll go through everything. Go ahead. This is one of the fellas. This is called the Posa family. Right? This is the Posa family. You see how he does pose? Right? This is in their son. This is one of our volunteers there, an assistant. Right? That's the Dan. And look, the next Posa in the family. Watch him there. Right? That's the Posa man. And then watch the next Posa man there. And I was trying to find another photo with one of them. So this is just part of the Posa team. Let's go again, guys. Right? We're moving along with everything now. Everything. Last week, I highlighted this rubbish. Somebody opening a rubbish heap in bamboo number 2. I am pleased to say that after I highlighted this, within 2 days' time, the corporation came and cleared the whole area. So I always say publicly, when people make a mess and they do nonsense, I will highlight it. When people do well, I will also highlight it because you have to balance it correctly. You can't be unfair. And that is something that I believe in, that here what happened. If somebody do something good, even if they have been a failure all year, at the end of the day, well, I'm going to tell you. Right? So, one of the things I want to address tonight, this guy, someone had called me, I think last week, and said, boy, Croco sing a whole song about me. Right? And I started to laugh because for me, I have heard about Croco and his songs before. And I have heard some not so good things. And what happened is that a lot of stuff was passed on to me. And I just shook my head. But you know what? I didn't even waste my time listening to the song. What I did, I forwarded it to my attorney, Richard Jagisa. And I said, here what happened. Do me a favor. If you find anything defamatory in this, you know what to do. And Richard said that, yes, there was something found that was highly defamatory. I said, good. I said, no problem. I said, well, let me work with that. We go work with that. So at the end of the day, pre-action protocol letter drafted. I saw a copy of it this afternoon. And tomorrow morning is when we're doing what we need to do. So therefore, quite frankly, we're going to do what we have to do. And then there's a next fella, police officer in Arima, Shiraz Mohammed. He getting one too this week. What was that? You see, I've always said, you see this name called Ishmael? It is a name that I will protect. My father was a very respectable man. My father didn't have any enemies. He was a gracious man. He was a humble man. My father was not a fighter like me in terms of being vocally aggressive. My father was a very laid-back man. But he would stand, right? He would stand on the side of his children and defend his children. Even when I get in trouble doing dotishness, my father was there for me. Now, one of the things that I could tell you is that when you look at this whole scenario, I said to myself, I said, no. I said this, we can't just allow people to drag our names through the mud. And what happens is one thing that I know about the PNM. You see the PNM? I could tell you, when it comes to the PNM, if you support the PNM as an Indian, boy, they hugging you up, they kissing you, you is the best thing since sliced bread. But the day you start to give PNM pressure, you see, I am the one, and this is according to Al-Rawi, this is according to Franklin Khan, this is according to Kazem Hussein. All of them told me that the votes that I got in 2015, during that time, which was 8 years ago, caused the PNM to take the win. And what happens is that when you see this amount of influence, because this program, no other program competes with it because they can't. So what happens is that when you see somebody has this much power, And so many people watch our program, doctors, lawyers, businessmen, you name it, doubles vendors, across the board. You realize that that person's influence could affect your contract or your well-being. For example, and I'm speaking in general here. What happens is that the P&M have a habit of giving out food cards to bribe people. All you gonna get all the food card again in P&M a day. All you gonna get the contracts under the table and thing. So when Insha and Ishmael exposing thing, and all I can't find nothing on me, where's the first thing all you gonna say? Boy, Insha is a racist. And the other day I posted everything that I did. For example, I stated, you know what? I stated that here what happening, the majority of people that we gave out to were people who were of African descent, and that is a fact. I like Aleph. You were there with us, right? The majority of people who came to Baraka grounds and we fed were of African descent. A lie? When we sent 7 containers to Haiti, Haiti consists of what type of people? Not Indians, people of African descent. When I went together with Ashnad Foundation, we put together a 50,000-ton barge. And I took a private plane with Cavallo, and we went to Dominica. Dominica, 90% plus is of African descent. So you see, when you have someone who gave this much to the African community, and then you have some ungrateful people turning around and saying you're racist, let me tell you something. All you need to educate all yourself on what racist is. And I want this fella, I'm saying this for a fella from who like to be strong. His name is Imtima Solwazi. Right? Imtima Solwazi. I don't know if I even pronouncing his name correct. But you see, when all you want to bump all the gum and you don't know the reason for stating facts, I stated those facts not because I want to expose my rewards, not because I want to show what the right hand given and though, I ain't what the left hand to know, etc. Let me tell you something. I did that as a statement of fact. So people, I could open and say, but wait now. A racist don't do them thing. All you know what is the meaning of a racist? All you know what a racist does or does not do? All you must try and read a few more books and understand how racists operate. We want to talk about racists? Talk about the Ku Klux Klan. Them is racist. You think, let me tell you something, they're seeing a black man getting killed, they will never help. Because they will pray for him to pass out. That is how the Ku Klux Klan operate. And that is what racism is about. You understand? Farrakhan had referred as the Nation of Islam, which Muslims in Trinidad and Tobago, and correct me if I'm wrong, the Nation of Islam is not seen as an Islamic group. Correct? Correct. They are not, by all the organizations, Ajat, you name it, the Nation of Islam, because of their beliefs, is not seen as a religious group, as a Muslim group. Because when you have the leader of the Nation of Islam calling white people the devil, how the hell that could be right? You understand? So at the end of the day, some people don't look at their own backsides. Huh? Sometimes you just need to take a pity and show them it. So that is what I'm doing tonight. So let's go again, guys. Hold that right there. Hold that right there. Now, put in this, guys, I had sent some audio files for you last week. Some audio files. You have it? If you don't have it, pull it up for me, please. All right, I would need to get those. Let me know via a little note here on my screen if you're going to. Yeah, good. Very good. Right. Need water in a rush. Dirty dishes piling up because you have no water. Imagine a company that transports water advertising that WASA feeling. And this is madness. Look the other one here, watch. Need your environment washed? We also do chalkborne water nationwide. Imagine we down in Baraka grounds. The other day we went to pray and the pipe him have a drop of water. But man advertising water to wash your road and your environment. And if this is not discrimination, I don't know what is. Because I've been highlighting this now for donkey years now. And nothing has been done. In fact, a WASA manager came to my brother and me the other day. And you know what's the first thing he said? He said, boy, Ishmael, That is political victimization they are doing all here. But here what happening? Inshan Ishmael is not the only one that's be there. There are large members of the Muslim community. There are large members of the Hindu community. There are large members of the Christian community who visit Baraka grounds. And what happens is that all of them, when the blasted toilet can't flush, it's not Muslims alone being affected with WASA and their dotishness and their discrimination. Right? But here what happened? I'll play that shortly. Right? Get ready. Let me just welcome Dynasty Custom Design Studios. And what happens at Dynasty, all the call me coming in soon. We have a container of PVC board, 5/8 and 3/4. So if all are interested, let me know, because that is where there's used for signage. And you know all you get good wholesale discounts. So for those of you interested as well, let me welcome our good friends, Dynasty Custom Design Studios, 270-9890 for all your channel and LED signs, full color printed banners and stickers, everything related to signage. Give them a call. In fact, they did my brilliant signs at my place, and the price I got it for, fantastic. Can't complain. All right, so let's play the first audio, guys.
That's pretty understandable. Okay, so right, so we're here to discuss with Mr. Ishmael how we can move forward, because this has been a long outstanding issue for several years. In terms of his
What is the first thing you hear there? WASA manager Shaira Ali saying what? That this has been a long outstanding issue for several years now. WASA representatives just confirmed, right, that this was a long outstanding issue for years now. Let me start it back from the beginning, because like I say, for me, partner, here what happening, right is right, wrong is wrong. The days for begging people to get a connection, that done. There you go.
That's pretty understandable. Okay, so right, so we're here to discuss with Mr. Ishmael how we can move forward, because this has been a long outstanding issue for several years. In terms of his request for an improved water supply, I think we all very familiar with the issue and we know the background. And in addition, that connection that he currently has, which is a 1-inch connection, has long outserved its purpose, yeah, for the requirements, right?
Good. So several things WASA manager confirmed and acknowledged here. That it's a long outstanding issue, that the 1-inch connection that we have had has long outserved its usefulness and purpose, right? So therefore WASA is admitting, and she admitted that we are familiar with the issue. Imagine that. Imagine that. And like I said before, if it was the Archbishop Place in Shogunas, if it was someone from the Mahasabha, well, the Mahasabha would have taken their backside to court long time. That would have been sorted out. But of course, is the dregs of society, is the people who just get labeled terrorists and all kind of thing. So therefore, here what happening? Take all the time. We ain't care about all you. That is the impression that we are getting. That is the impression that we are getting. Because this is madness. This is absolute madness. This is, I can't see it as nothing else but discrimination or political victimization. Nothing else. It's like we is dog down there. Play the other voice note.
So I can begin. Basically, where the Baraka round is located, there is a point line to the north, and if we could use Hadland Plaza as the landmark, there's a 4-inch line that reduces the 2-inch that comes to the Ministry of Agriculture. That's to the north of the Baraka ground. To the south of the Baraka ground, we have another 4-inch pipeline that reaches just after the Wali Nagar site. The Baraka ground is located around in the middle of these 2 points. Okay.
WASA manager admitting that the Baraka grounds is located in the middle of 2 points of connection. One the Diwali Nagar, one Heartland Plaza. All you hear that all yourself. Right? So WASA familiar with all this. WASA know what's going on. Continue.
Okay. As Mr. Ishmael rightfully indicated, around 2015, we would have installed what we term a long service connection, right?
Right. Around 2015, that was when we sought to get a more stable connection. 2015, 8 stinking years later. 8 years later. 8 years later, and the dog and him had to go by the pipe. When you're going to pray, you're getting nothing. You go to the toilet to flush, you're getting nothing. 8 years, we the dogs have to suffer. 8 years. And WASA officials admitting to all that. Here we go again.
From the note from the Ministry of Agriculture. But Alison, on your side, has new services received a formal application for upgraded connection? Because anything more than a 1-inch connection has to be applied for from a new services perspective. That is one, and as a director, we would have done a feasibility report, we would have done a cost estimate that's then from out of the Barca ground to reach out to the Barca ground.
Okay, morning. Yes, we do.
Good. So, WASA manager asking the new connections, a supervisor from the new connections department, Alison Elcock, and I must thank her for her courtesies. She's one of the persons, and by the way, that chair I sat down on, I nearly fall down. Now, what happens is that he asked her about, was there an official application? So, here's what Alison is replying and saying. Go ahead.
Okay, morning. Yes, we do have an application. It's a building development application. It comes under the name of Muslim Social and Cultural Foundation.
Correct, which is...
Yeah, and it's from 2015. However, the estimate to upgrade the pipeline, we don't have that one on file. We do have an estimate just for an interconnection at 8x4.
Good. 8 years later, 8 years later, we have an application to upgrade our line. 8 years now. And you telling me that these people care about people in this country? That when you go to flush a toilet, you can't flush it. That when you have Eid, people cannot pray properly. People cannot prepare themselves properly. Over 100 and something loads of water was delivered to our place last year. This year just start. 1 month gone. And 14 loads of water. 14 loads of water already delivered. Because we's dog. We's dog. You understand? But like I tell you, we just have to do everything on our own. Because let me tell you something. If Asja was suffering for water, we would have gone on air to fight this case for Asja. If TML was suffering for water, we would have gone on air to say TML need water. But organization, we is like dog, we on our own. Because everything we just had to fight, because Inshan is the mouthpiece. And I don't expect the Maulana factory to say anything, because them does only talk when it comes to a halal certificate not being halal and they want their money. So therefore, at the end of the day, I don't expect them to talk for nothing. So the reality of it is that when you look at this whole scenario, what did we expose tonight? We exposed blatantly that this thing has been going on for 8 years now, that our application is inside. Pull back the previous sponsor. Let me just thank our good friends at Homa True Value for being part of this program, and of course again for coming on board. And let me just say hello to the bosses there at Homa True Value. And remember, for your home you can get everything, a wide range of everything, not only pressure washers, not only appliances, small and large, not only you name it. And plus prices very competitive, and they're located right there midway El Socorro Main Road, right there in Sanwa. Remember, on Sundays they're closed now, but you can check them out from Monday to Saturday. Let's go again, guys. Let me just welcome Automax. And remember, Automax radiator coolant. Many people purchasing coolant and paying big money when you could purchase Automax radiator coolant and save yourself some big dollars. And the coolant that they have could work on Tida, it could work on Jeep Wrangler, it could work on BMW, it could work on Mercedes-Benz. Get it accordingly, and they will, they will tell you the specifications of what you could use and what you can't use. Guys, one thing I would like to do before we move on, but I just get a pick of annual beam for me, please, and then I'll tell you when I need it. Right, so basically what we exposed tonight is a glaring fact that WASA have our request since 2015. That WASA sat on their backsides and did nothing and watched while we suffer and complain. For 8 years, WASA watched that. For 8 years. But you know what? I'm going to do WASA a favor. You see that big screen we have in Baraka Grounds? Shaira Ali, the manager 1 and 2, all of your face we're going to put up on that big screen. We're going to make all your real famous now. And what we're going to do is simply talk the truth and say what is happening. Because this is ridiculous. You have other people get a connection and put up mall and put up everything else. And here what happened? Nothing ain't no change of use. Nothing. All ain't nothing but want to come and target we. No. Come again, WASA. Come again. Because this type of notations I don't tolerate. Right? Just get one of guys. Right? All right, I forgot to send the picture. But what happened is that, as many of you know, Anil Beam, whom I have known for donkey years now, at one time he had bought a vehicle for me as well. And what happened is that he had performed and he came home, I think it was about 2:30 or something, and he began complaining of feeling unwell. And he passed away about 4:30 a.m. And what is the moral of the story here? The moral of the story is that we don't know when that number will be called. We don't know. I don't know if right now I could just hold my chest and boom my foot along on the ground right here in front of everybody. And of course, you're going to have the PNM, a lot of the PNM people celebrating. But at the end of the day, I'll come back as a zombie and I'll go haunt them. Right? So, quite frankly, it's a lesson for all of us, especially, right, in these times. Because what you're hearing is a lot of people dying suddenly. You used to hear before a few years ago, people died of heart attack, stroke, people died cancer, all those things. Now, what is happening more frequently than anything else? People dying suddenly. And all of them have one thing in common, and I think all you know what that is. Right? I think all you know what that is, and I leave that right there. So condolences to the family of Anil Beam, to his wife and his children, his extended family, and to his mother, I think it's Premati Beam, right? Correct? Yeah, so condolences to the entire family on the loss of your son. All right, so, oh, by the way, for those of you who, I know the Nagar has parking, quite a lot of parking, but for those of you who would like to park at Baraka Grounds, feel free to do so. The Baraka Grounds is open for you to park as long as you want tomorrow. Absolutely no problems, because this is what we do. We work with communities to build communities. Let's go again, guys. The Canopia River. There's massive erosion currently taking place right now in that area there, any kind of orange, right? Now, what is happening is that they have been begging for some sort of redress to this and for this to be dealt with, and nothing is being done. There's a concrete area which needs to be removed, and they need to repair the riverbank as the erosion, right, with the concrete there is threatening houses in the area. And they have been begging for somebody or something to be done. But don't worry, that'll happen when everything falls down flat. You know, when everybody lost everything, and then they got to wait, because I am on a chat with the Bamboo number 2 group, and what happens is that people still up to now have not received that dollar. And this is how they operate. You understand? This area is an area, what happens is, unfortunately, we are PNM challenged in this area, so we wouldn't get what we need to get. Right? We will suffer. The fire hydrants, more places need to burn down for Bamboo to get fire hydrants. We have been begging for fire hydrants for donkey years now. No fire hydrants. Now we're begging for rivers to be fixed. No river ain't gonna fix, because you know why? Bamboo people lackadaisical too. We like it so. All now we supposed to be in front by the road, pitch a tent, and protest and say we want the bloody river sorted out now, and we will choose the contractors that we want because we know it have some contractors there who are conmen to the highest order. Right? So let's go again, guys. Errol Fabian claims political censorship. Imagine Errol Fabian. They're telling him that here what's happening. If you have to host any calypso show or anything like that, you can't make any jokes about the PNM money. Imagine that. This is where it reached. That this is where the megalomaniac and his crew, this is where they reach, and this is where the minions, because the $147 million, it take away the liver and soul of some people, that here the only thing you got support is PNM. I tell earlier happening, you should have take it, and when you go there, wax Rowley good, and let it throw you off the stage. No, do it. That's what I would have do. I would have take the money, go here happening, X, Y, and Z, and as soon as I start off, and who vex, hard luck. Let's go again. Yeah. Hold that right up the partner. You see this? I want you to hold that. Construction of the high-rise buildings will line the waterfront along Lady Hills Avenue and will begin in May, says San Fernando West MP Faris Al-Rawi. Right? Now, there's a clip with Rowley. I want you to play that clip. And that clip was when Rowley was opening up Skinner Park, because Skinner Park in record time opened up. In record time, they opened Skinner Park for Carnival, for people to fret and get on like animal. They opened that in record time. But you see PNM supporters like that, because here what happened. Don't care if the hospital falling apart. We don't care. Don't care if food prices going up. We don't care. Don't care if schools falling apart. We don't care. You see, once we have somewhere where we could fret and we could whine and go down low, we happy. Take a listen.
Gives you the impression that all fall down. And then you have one or two idiots who talking about whether Trinidad and Tobago is a real place. I wish, every time I read that, I wish they end up in Ukraine. Trinidad, you have a country like Trinidad and Tobago where the diplomats will tell you being placed in Trinidad and Tobago as a mission officer is one of the best postings in the world.
I'll hear that. To be posted here as a mission is one of the best postings in the world. Didn't the US Embassy put out a release about not going certain parts of Port of Spain? Didn't the UK Embassy do the same too as well? So Rowley, what you're talking is gobar. Capital gobar. Because at the end of the day, what you're talking there makes absolutely no sense. And then he talking about what? The people who say Trinidad is not a real place, they should go Ukraine. Well, here what's happening. If you work it percentage for percentage, because Ukraine is 44 million people in terms of population, Trinidad is 1.5. More people getting killed in Trinidad than in Ukraine, if you work it on a year-to-year basis, breaking down statistics. So even with war, Trinidad worse than other countries when they break it down by numbers. Make sense? Let's go again. Skinner Park makes some noise. And you know what is the most shocking thing? That she actually tagged herself. Shamfa Ashaki Kojo. I don't know what is the reason I don't know if the physical body tagging the soul, but she tagging herself. That they're celebrating such a privilege to serve and a pleasure to deliver. Today we celebrated the completion of the Skinner Park facility refurbishment, right? Imagine, look how they're boasting about this. But you know what? Come back to me. I want all to remind them about the oncology center. Could we show that oncology center too? And before we go, I have always said that there are people I will not take money from. And there are some contractors in my community who defrauded government left, right, and center, putting up apartments and all kind of thing. I will not take $1 from you, right? Let them Maulanas and them pick up without a pickup and treat you like a big sawati. Not me. I am sorry. I do not want your money. Keep your crooked money. I don't want $1. None. None. No matter what, keep it. Let's go ahead, guys. What we were about to shoot. Right. This is the oncology center. Pause. The only thing that was built was a foundation and 2 elevator shafts for $300 million. And there was never an inquiry into this. How the hell that could cost $300 million? But PNM people are celebrating this, you know, their mother, their father, their aunt, their sister, their brother, people have cancer. But they are studying that, you know. They are studying this. They're studying Skinner Park done. Priorities. Priorities. Absolutely none. Right? And that, watch it there. As plain as daylight. Let's go again, guys. Let me just welcome Extra Care Products. And remember, Extra Care Products available at supermarkets, pharmacies with some of their products, as well as mini-marts nationwide. You can contact Atlantic Trading for trade inquiries. Let's go again. Money Wars hit PM. He talking about anything that how what? His house almost get damaged because the regional corporation didn't have money to do X, Y, and Z. Let me tell you something. You are the man in charge. You and your finance minister is supposed to disburse monies for projects to be done by the corporation. So nobody's to blame except you and your finance minister. I don't know what all eating, but it looked like it ain't doing all well at all. Let's go again, guys. Prime Minister Dr. Kid Rowley says a major $1.6 billion transformation is coming for San Fernando, which will make the city unrecognizable in the next 4 to 5 years. Well, I could tell you something. Many cities are becoming unrecognizable now because of crime. Because you used to have living people walking on the road. Now all you're seeing is tumbleweed and you're seeing houses empty. And what you are doing, you want to make the city unrecognizable because you know what? You want to leave what they call a legacy project. You see how Patrick Manning changed the landscape of Port of Spain? You want to change the landscape of San Fernando, and that will be your legacy project. Don't care people starving. Don't care people suffering. Don't care prices going through the roof. Don't care people have to wait 2 years for MRI and CT scan. Your priority is a legacy project that's going to make you look good and your family look good. 1.6 billion. And you were the same man that said on the left side of your mouth at the beginning of January that this year is going to be a great year. And then at the end of January, you say, oh, they prepare for some hardship. Where the money coming from to do these projects? But yet it is, you have a set of contractors fixing road halfway all over the country. You have a man paving in the wet and roads going to get mashed up again. I have always said since, in fact, 2017, that the biggest evil to ever hit Trinidad and Tobago is this present administration. It is like, I don't know, boy, really and truly, I have never seen a government as bad as this present administration. I have never seen an administration so bad. And God only knows, yes, what we will expect in the next year. But say what? PNM people have it happy. What I'm going to tell you? They have it cocked. Many of them don't have to pay rent. They don't have a problem. They have wire hook up to electricity cable and tea and take watching and laughing. That ain't no problem. Water they are paying for that, many of them. Say what? You think they want that to stop? At all. Let's go to our slides again. Heinz proposes giving prison officers whose lives are under threat firearms. Imagine you have to think. Imagine you have to actually think. You have to actually cause the grey matter to work. If a prisoner is under threat and he has use of a firearm while on duty, isn't it fact that outside of duty that these fellas could call down work and put on work? Because we know that in the prison it have a switchboard operator, you know. Hello, I'd like to make a call, please. What cell you're calling from? Cell so, East Block. All right, no problem. I'll patch you through. Who you want to call? You want to call Domino's? You want to call who for pizza? You want to call where? You want to call for chicken and chips? Where it is you want? You understand? And this is how things operate inside here. Inside there, men making calls outside. Here what happening? I have 6 apartments renting, organize and collect my rent for me. Hey boy, the air conditioner working, fix it for me. Hey boy, this ain't good, that ain't good. That is what goes on right now. We're talking about cell blocker. Cell blocker? No, that turn off to facilitate criminal activities. The prison service, right now, anything goes. Anything goes. It's like here what happening. They have their own business operation inside. It's like a mall. It's like a mall. One man, he have drinks. The other man, he have all different kind of bread, sweets, cigarettes, drugs, you name it. Inside there is a mall. But, again, in a lawless society, what do you expect? Let's go again, guys. Pause. This is what I can't understand. Respectable young man. Right? Respectable young man. Even though in the earlies, you could see he was kissing up to the PNM. You telling me, with what going on in this country, that you feeling comfortable about the position that you have now taken there, boy? You telling me that you feeling, and watch Heinz face, man. Could upset Andrews, you know. You understand? Watch. So many things I could interpret from this bit here, but I'll leave it right there. Let's go again, guys. Aha. Good. As I said before, I am sending something to the Integrity Commission in regards to Clive Clark, asking questions about, this is one of the items, where a vehicle was on the bus route in 2021. The vehicle was found to have blue lights by the police. It was found to have an antenna resembling those found on police vehicles. And the young lady who was questioned stated that they have all those things, according to the police, because they're just transport ministers. And she was found on the bus route with this vehicle. And up to now, Clive Clark, the Ministry of Works, the licensing office, you ain't hearing nothing from Clive Clark. So this one now, we are sending to the ACIB, to the CID, to the Integrity Commission where Clark is concerned, to have them find some answers. Because Clark needs to tell us what went on with that vehicle when it came to licensing office. What did he do? Secondly, the other thing that we are sending to the Integrity Commission is how come during a period of COVID, and all you saw this video already by playing it back, the party video where Clive Clark was partying? Yeah, let me bring that back. Right? Licensing office. This is what license office is. License office is a big on the right hand side. Let me hear some music now, man. Good. Licensing office. Thanks, guys, for coming back to me. But what I want to show you about license office, I'll get the video ready for me with the vehicle at passing and the lineup. I want to show that. Let me show you. What's Sunday evening? But what I want you to do is pause around here. You see that area, there's a bend. And when you're coming around the bend, you don't see the vehicles park up around the corner. This is what Trinidad and Tobago has come to, where the incompetence at the licensing office. Now, plenty people, their chassis number wrong, their engine number wrong, all kind of thing wrong. Watch how people line up like dog in this country now, man. Right, watch. All you feel it easy? That is almost going to Lapai village, watch it. Watch it now, man. Caliph, when them people in the back will get through. And it have many contractors who have companies, and you're not seeing any of their truck in that line. Right? No, hold on. How come it is that have some contractors right now who doing work for the government or trying to be go? They have no inspection stick on their vehicle, but they're working for the government. Moody? They are working for the government and they have no inspection stick on their windscreen. Clive Clark answered that. When those people gonna done, the people and them who you saw their vehicles here, when it is they are going to get inspected. So, with the party video and with the other one with the vehicle, Integrity Commission, Police Service, because as far as I know, imitating police is a charge, a serious charge too. In fact, that is a criminal offense. And what happens is that I would like to know when charges will be laid. Because things like that cannot just go under the table. So therefore, myself, what we will be doing is that Mr. Jagesa, attorney at law, will be forwarding documents to the police commissioner to find out what was done. Because the officer said, and we have the officer confirmed saying, and we have photo of the vehicle in licensing office park up with the bonnet raised and they're checking out everything. So we have everything there. Right? So we got to deal with that. So let me just thank our good friends Rita for sponsoring this segment. And as I said, right? And as I said before, if you have never tried Rita products, do so now. Rita is available at supermarkets all over Trinidad and Tobago. And what happens is that, remember, it's real fruit juice that you're talking about. And of course, if you have never had basil, try it, especially cool. We're going to take our first break, and when we come back, we'll continue right here on Breaking Barriers. We'll be back.
No more games. You always break the table when you lose. Promise? 4110 Jigsaw. Watch it. Don't you dare.
Ronix. At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest variety, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canoopia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
For the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Southern Main Road, Canoopia.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
Right, and welcome back. Of course, people were concerned that Hines will be Hines in the amendment to the firearms bill. What happens is that there was a clause whereby the Minister of National Security had the discretion to renew firearm licenses, etc. And of course, that was struck down by independent senators and others and the opposition. So Hines tried something and they got struck down. Let me see what we're going through it here. All right, so let's go again, guys. Let's run through. Licensing office nightmare. This girl buy a brand new vehicle and she talk about the pressure because the vehicle was not showing up on the system and all kind of drama, and it had wrong chassis number. Brand new vehicles, and people getting hell with brand new vehicles. And she is an attorney at law, right? And a senior committee member of the Assembly of Southern Lawyers, Pavitra Ramharak. Imagine that. And she talking about license office nightmare, but yet it is, we have Clive Clark there. Nah, man, all you had to be joking. All you had to be joking. Let's go again, guys. 5 gunmen of African descent just beat up and tied a gardener in his garden, and that was about 2 days ago. You know what is the sad thing, boy? A lot of these people use these vehicles for work. For work. And some of them still owing. And these people have to pay back on a stolen vehicle. I mean, this is craziness. But what I want you to see, take a look at this now. This is a man parked up waiting for his son who attended karate classes. Take a look at this. Yeah. Watch this, eh? Watch. Blasted pests. Watch. Yeah, you have a gun. When the next one come up, you know, the man actually pleading. The man actually pleading with them, you know. Watch this, man. Poor lady passing, scratching she head. She don't know what's going on. I mean, we have know the situation that this man going through. I mean, the man, what the man literally begging. Watch, holding on to his car out of desperation. Watch. Eh? And that car disappeared without a trace. A man lost, watch, lost that easy squeeze, you know. No, and this is what I tell you, but we don't care, you know. We don't care. You see that man? What that man went through, we don't give a hell about he. That is the country we live in. We care about Skinner Park. We care about going Port of Spain and Fettin. We care about going on Kakalane. That is what we care about. We don't care about this scenario where a man have to catch his backside now. How the hell is he going to transport his son? We don't care about that. You think we care about that? And this is what has really get me vexed. I mean, how could we as a society sit down, watch something like this and become immune to it? And that is what I tell you, for me, I will continue to speak out. Because in my community, it are men that get vexed when I speak out. Well, to hell with all you. Because when all sit down on a little backside and doing nothing, I prefer to speak out. Because that is what I was told as a Muslim I must do. I am not a coward to put my tail between my legs. These are things we must highlight. These are things we must showcase. Because somebody losing a vehicle is not something we're going to say, well, boy, we're going to do. Hard luck. What is going to happen to his son now? How is his son going to get to and from karate classes now? Because you have a set of cockroach and pests all over. And those cockroach and pests, they get government contracts. They are supported by the People's National Movement. A lot of those, and that is a fact, because Gary said it, a lot of those contractors right now are contractors who are funded by the government. So imagine men getting contract and robbing you, and it's the government who have them where they are. But people voting for that and don't have a problem, because great is the PNM. Let's go again, guys. 1 million robbery in Central. Imagine that. You afraid to put your money in the bank because you're afraid if you go in the bank, somebody go rob you. You keep it home, and they rob you too. So you have no way your money safe in the bank. When you're taking it out, they're robbing you. You're carrying it for your workers, they're robbing you. You have it home, they're robbing you. Nowhere safe, but that is not a problem. I mean, look again. The Skinner Park, where they just opened. Moody and I went, and my brother Nazim, we went to San Fernando General Hospital. You had a park on a hill that could mash up your chassis. The hill has stone big like Rowley Head, right? And you have to park on that, and it have some people, their vehicle touching, and their vehicle slipping on that. But Skinner Park finish. Skinner Park done. You are seeing that the oncology center done, you know. But you're seeing Skinner Park done, and plenty of people. A lot of those people in the crowd who were there, them clapping, because some of them were what? Contractors. Some of them gain financial benefits. Some of them just get the PNM loyalty card. Some of them never meet the Prime Minister and they go, they're pleased to meet him. This is where we are at. Let's go again, guys. Look at this. The victim told police that he was driving along the roadway when he observed a vehicle on the shoulder lane with the hood propped up. He then observed 3 men flagging him down. That should have been the first thing to notice, to not stop. 3 men, don't stop. Assuming the men were having car troubles, the victim pulled his vehicle to the side with the intent of giving assistance. However, one of the men then pulled out a firearm and announced a hold-up. The suspects then took the victim's cash, cell phone, and other valuables, as well as the keys to his vehicle. 2 of the men then entered the victim's vehicle and drove off, while the 3rd entered the suspect's car and drove off. Come back to me. You see, because in Trinidad, we don't care about these things. In Trinidad, car theft is nothing. You're talking about billions, hundreds of billions, in fact, tens of billions in cars stolen in this country with not a trace. But you see, many of those places where the car does go, the neighbor know. The neighbor know, because the neighbor know that them people next door ain't getting brand new cars every week. They know that that is somebody's car and they will shut them out and stay quiet. And that is the problem. That is the problem we have in society, where you have criminals protected. And by the way, no, you have become an accomplice because you are allowing this to continue and you are not even saying nothing. But when bandits come and shoot your son, oh God, he was a good boy, he never do nothing. But then again, your son very well with the fellas and them stealing cars too. There's absolutely little or nothing that is being done to help the stolen vehicles department, and I empathize with the police, because the police does get blamed when the resources are not made available to them, all the technology is not available to them, all the manpower is not being made available to them. I am hoping that the new commissioner will put things in place to strengthen, right? And one of the things that I said last week, let us not judge her because she's a woman, because many of these officers not going to want to show her the respect, because many of them just beat their wife. Many of them just disrespect their wives. So I think they will like having a woman in charge. I am hoping that Ola, the commissioner, will make a difference and she will bring about change, right? I mean, at the end of the day, I like how she speaks. I like how she commands respect. So at the end of the day, let us see where this goes. Let's go again, guys. Wayne Sturge. Is it so hard for the Ministry of Tourism to coordinate with the Port of Spain City Corporation to at least hold on the effing? Hey, wait now. That is Wayne Sturge, eh? Right? So what means that could be anything. Flipping, frogging, right? Pavements the night before a cruise ship arrives. So a cruise ship passenger step on a human load today. Poor fella, I was too embarrassed to even laugh or snicker. Imagine that. Imagine that. A tourist, the first thing they're stepping on is human feces. And that, in fact, that is a welcome to say, once you step on that, you know you reach Trinidad and Tobago. That is a welcome mat. That is literally the welcome mat to say you reach Trinidad and Tobago. Hoorah! Let's go again, guys. Oh yeah, this was supposed to go with the oncology center. In 2002, the then Prime Minister Patrick Monin proposed a National Oncology Center as the main treatment. Imagine since 2002, Moody. How many years are we looking at? 20. No. Check it again. 2002, that 18 and 3, that nearly 25 years. No, you're right, 21. 21, you're right. That is 20, I should not challenge you with numbers. Yeah, what was that? 21 years that in the making. But they cannot complete it because of the amount of crookery going on. But everything else takes priority except the health of the citizens. You on the side of the hospital wall, you lean up like a dog, and if they come with a ballot for vote, I'm dead. I'm catching my backside, but I go vote PNM. Because you know what? I want to suffer more. If that is not the height of stupidity, I don't know what is. Oh God, for once, I'll open up all the iron, let me get some change now, man. And the change is not in UNC on that camera. Believe me, on that camera, because here what happening, Barry Padarat, Khadija, and all of them, anytime Kamala go, they don't have a place in politics again. Nobody would want them to be on there. I can guarantee you that. Because at the end of the day, I speak to a lot of people in the UNC as well, senior people, and those that the names are calling, anytime Kamala go, they go in as well. So I can guarantee you that. So that is why people like them want Kamala to remain, because without Kamala, they do not have any political power, political will. They go on in the wilderness, disappear, shoo. Let's go again, guys. Consumers could find themselves paying higher for flour, cooking oil, and even animal feed due to the proposed increase in electricity prices. Come back to me. You know what is the sad reality of it? In Trinidad, we are accustomed raising prices, and when things go back down, we hardly see a decrease. For example, I see people advertising decking sheets for $34 and $35 still. Decking sheets should be $31, $28, and $27 right now. Decking sheets shouldn't be that expensive because steel gone right down. Freight, a container out of China right now costing you $3,000, $4,000, when a year ago it cost you $19,000. Things went down. Wheat price gone down. And still, all you want to come with is dotishness, that if electricity go up. And why it is the government don't subsidize electricity for places like NFM, which provide food to the nation? No, but you know what they're going to do? It have other places that, like some of the PNM supporters, their AGC houses, that they are paying millions of dollars in electricity. They ain't going to go and get that. That's too hard to go and do. They ain't going to do that. Why touch them? That is the vote they interfere with. They want to interfere with their vote bank. Let's go again, guys. Armor bomb and missing file. I think we have a picture of the missing file, guys. Yeah, this is the missing file here. Yeah, this is the file. Imagine the file reappear and you are saying nothing, it disappear. You hear that, and then Anand Logan tell us about X, Y, and Z, that how nobody really made representation. So this like everybody free courtesy the government of Trinidad and Tobago. You get out of jail free because of the government of Trinidad and Tobago. Well done. Whose side am I really on, boy? Let's go again, guys. In my capacity as the lead investigator into the above captioned subject matter, blah, 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 I was this evening, the 6th of February, informed by the Solicitor General, Ms. Carleen Sinat, that the filing question was today handed over to her. Imagine that. Who it is handed over the file? Where did the file come from? Did the person say where the file came from? You're supposed to have something showing you the chain of events that led to the handing over. You're supposed to have a document trace that here was happening. Tom gave it to Dick, Dick gave it to Harry, Harry gave it to Larry, Larry have to get to Khan gave it to Ali, and Ali gave it to the Solicitor General. Talk done. But we have seen none of that. Absolutely none of that. Let's go again, guys. So there's something I just remember that somebody had forwarded me, and I don't want to forget it because I am trying to, right. Residents at the corner of Hussein Street and Olivine Avenue, Bonnet, West Aruka, they say drivers are putting speaker boxes on their cars and they are having a living hell. Allegedly, the drivers PBF 2257 and TBF 8196. And what we'll do, we'll pull up those numbers as well tomorrow, and I'll verify and validate those numbers. And this has been taking place over a year now. And you know, I always say, and I said it before, we live in a village here. And when you live in a village, if you are a donkey, be a donkey by yourself now. If you want to play music and get on loud and dotish and get on drunk, do it in a manner that it wouldn't disturb the people next door now. And I've always said this, living in a village, you're supposed to be respectful of the people who live in the village with you. Not everybody want their child to grow up to be a donkey. Not everybody. If you want your son or your daughter or whoever to grow up to be a rumcock, that is you. Not everybody want that for their child. And similarly, when you hear about people complaining like what they're doing in Bonnet here, I wonder if these children have parents are wrong, boy. You think my son could take a speaker box and put it on top of his car and go anywhere and play music loud and disturb people? Boys, one hard clout in the backside when he come home. I don't tolerate dotishness. You do not go and disrespect people's peace. And I say problem in this country. We don't know where to get off where these things are concerned. Absolute madness. Absolute madness. Let's go again, guys. Imagine the St. Lucia police force. And this was since, I think, last month. Right? Here is what they put out. Let's go up, guys. That is Monday, the 30th of January. At a meeting on Monday, the 30th, to discuss the incidents and situation with school children after school in the city of Castries, the Royal St. Lucia Police Force Central Division have decided that school children found fighting, loitering, armed with weapons and illegal substances in the city and environs will be arrested and prosecuted. Imagine that. They are staying because they have a problem and they tell us, but in Trinidad and Tobago, every day you're seeing children like little rat all over the place fighting. And you're hearing nothing. Nobody are doing nothing. And in the school, people children leg could break, children arm could break. The principals just try to hide and duck. Again, a society where nothing works. Absolutely bloody nothing works. Let's go again, guys. All right. This is something I wanted to show you last week. Right? This is in my matter. Oh, by the way, I had mentioned last week that if the Attorney General Office did not organize my payment for the case I won, which Justice Frank Sipasad said must be paid within 20 days, if they did not pay it, we will be enforcing the judgment and we might go and seize a table and a chairing. I was told that the check was drawn up on Friday. Friday gone. It happened real fast. So, all that 100% going towards charity. So, I don't want $1 out of that. So, at the end of the day, and as God is my witness, I don't want $1 out of that. So, I want to show you, I remember the incident when Smith had choked my neck and all kind of thing and gone like a real mule when he had come on Baraka grounds and playing Bajon and he cussed me about my mother and thing. Right? Yeah, the same khaki wearing one. Good. Who I won the case against. Right? That is the same one with Andy Mohammed and all of them who conspired with this whole thing. Well, Justice Frank Sipasad stated something in that matter. And here is what he stated. The apparent involvement of a senior khaki-wearing officer in the claimant's arrest on the 12th of October 2017 is a circumstance which is troubling and requires investigation. The evidence also established that the claimant's prosecution was devoid of justification. There was no justification for my arrest. Consequently, the court hereby directs that the acting registrar of the Supreme Court shall within 14 days, Mr. Jagisa, wait, you see this fella now, boy? Hold on. I like this Tubin here now. He's a good one. So let me call him. Even though he's a brilliant lawyer, I'd like to harass him. So I'm going to harass him now. Right? Brilliant young man.
You have reached
Good.
the voicemail.
Man, I take him a call now, boy. Boy, this man going to sleep early, boy. You must see, boy. What happening there, boy? All right. Well, he probably on another phone call. But let me go back to that. He go call me back. Don't worry. If he ain't call me back, I'll deal with him. The evidence also established that the claimant's prosecution was devoid of justification. Consequently, the court hereby directs that the acting registrar of the Supreme Court shall within 14 days forward to the Commissioner of Police, the acting, which is Jacob at that time, as well as to the head of the Police Complaints Authority. And by the way, I spoke to West, and here what's happening. I'm not happy with what I'm hearing from West. Because right now, it's looking like East, North, and South better than West right now. And I do not like the direction that West is going. I'm making it clear. And I think that really and truly, somebody needs to step in and tell West where to get off and where direction to go. Because here what's happening, when I spoke to West, and I contacted him anyway, we're going to talk about it at a different time. Let's go again, guys. Same thing. Right? Right. as well as to the head of the Police Complaints Authority, copies of all documents and annex exhibits filed herein together with the trial FTR recording from the trial, the court's substantive order and this assessment summary, so that a determination can be made as to whether disciplinary charges should be instituted inter alia as against. Now, this is what the court is saying here, that they need to listen to everything and investigate if the following it needs to be done. Let's run it back. Let's go. The senior officer who wrongly arrested and falsely imprisoned the claimant on the 12th into the 13th, and the complainant who maliciously prosecuted the claimant. And there's a stay of execution of 28 days. And I would like to find out what his commissioner office has done about this. I would like to find out. And what we're going to do is tomorrow, we're going to write him legally. We'll speak to Erla because now things have gone on to her to get an update. And of course, she will now be in office, so therefore everything has to go through her. But she has a legal team who will advise us that what was done and what wasn't done. Because these things, I don't sweep under the carpet because you can't. Yeah, what happens is that, no, forget that video. Forget that video. Right, let's not worry about that. We have any more slides of or other videos? 3 senior specialist pilot resigns from the Air Guard. Who is the Air Guard, Moody? The Air Guard is one of the defense networks we have in Trinidad and Tobago to look after our borders and after the security of our country. And imagine 3 of the senior men resign because of poor working condition and a whole set of drama now. So therefore, what we have a top brass in this country resigning and the whole country's security network being dismantled courtesy the PNM. And yeah, let's go to that. Watch this. Queen's Hall Garden Center, February 9th, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Free entry, free parking, free doubles, giveaway. And this is hosted by who? Zoom in to the top for me, please. Will you ever see more rubbish than this? Which part in the world you will have the health ministry or one of its arms supporting this type of thing, boy? All you had to be real dotish, you know, boy. And you know what that is? This is a COVID nightmare. So what the Ministry of Health is doing is encouraging the growth of COVID in Trinidad and Tobago. A bunch of fools and idiots and clowns and morons. And I could go on, but those are the nice words. Let's go again, guys. Carnival regulations make immoral and lewd behavior unlawful. So what they are saying now is that they have spoken and they have put out to the band leaders and the mass leaders that here what's happening. All you have to behave yourself. That ain't gonna happen because that is what Carnival is about. Carnival, and I've always said, right? I've always said, number one, I am a practicing Muslim. And I don't go to Carnival. I have no intention to go to Carnival because the behavior, the animal behavior at Carnival is one thing that I cannot handle. That is number one. Number 2, women are disrespected. Number 3, women disrespect themselves. As I've always said, you see women with thing on, everything exposed. And I've always said that here what's happening, you as the husband know everything what is under there, you know what is, you know the package. So when your wife dressed like that, partner is not for you, it's for everybody else to see. And you as a man feeling proud that every other man looking at your wife. And you proud of that. If that is not the height of stupidity, I don't know what is. But not only that, we as parents, we are supposed to be able to influence our children and what they do and how they do. And for those children who go there, for example, my children know that I'm a practicing Muslim. And at the end of the day, if you want to go Carnival, here what happening now. When you go, don't come back in my house, you know. Because to me, that is embarrassing to me because my wife and I, we practice our religion. And at the end of the day, we hope that we would bring up children who would understand that Carnival is not something that they should be part of. And we as parents must be able to instill that in our children. We must not be able to afraid to tell our children, look, all you don't partake in this. All you big yes. All is hard back children yes. Because at the end of the day, we as all the parents telling all you, stay away from that bloody thing now. Enough is enough. But the problem now is that the parents controlling the children. The parents have no say. And the parents like dummies in their own homes. Tell me if I lie. All right, so what we're going to do is that we're going to open up our phone lines now. Hey, let's take our second break, and we'll open up our phone lines. So remember our phone lines here, 663-8373 and 645-4426. We're going to take this break, and we'll come back. We'll be back right after this.
No more games. You always break the table when you lose. Promise? 4110 Jigsaw. Watch it. Don't you dare.
Ronix. Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
And welcome back. Welcome back. Remember, you're watching Breaking Barriers right here on IBN Channel 8. And of course, we're going straight to our phone lines. Remember to keep the volume down on your television and also make sure that your comments are very brief, please. Let's go. Hello.
And a very good evening and assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum assalam.
My 2 quick comments is one, the Prime Minister said, I think it was yesterday, that when people talk about how Trinidad is not a real place, it gets him very angry, and he wished that all these people should have been in Ukraine.
In Ukraine, yes.
Well, yeah, Mr. Prime Minister, I believe I would have been safer in Ukraine. 2.
That's correct.
He talked about local government, and he condemned the model. He said it is just not working. Well, Mr. Prime Minister, central government model right now not working to all the best.
No, that is correct. He absolutely correct. And for those who don't know what the gentleman is talking about, guys, could we play that video with the Prime Minister when he spoke about the people who talk about Trinidad is not a real place, please?
Thanks a lot.
Okay then. All the best. Take care.
All the best. Take care.
Right. Let's play that clip so people will see what the gentleman is talking.
Gives you the impression that all fall down. And then you have 1 or 2 idiots who talking about whether Trinidad and Tobago is a real place. I wish, every time I read that, I wish they end up in Ukraine.
And you know what's the worst part about that? Not this one making a dirty statement as usual, you know. The bunch of idiots who laughing. Like a set of hen in the background. Give me a break. Let's go again. Hello?
Yeah, no?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Inshallah.
Yes, go ahead.
Ishmael, good night.
Good night.
Yes, salam alaikum.
Yeah.
You know, I watch your program. I wanted to take on some other things to talk about, but I want to always congratulate you as an Indian brother. You know what I mean? Because if without you and with it's our fellows, well, the Cambon and David Mohammed, you see without people will know nothing. How to say? I just look forward for this for you with this program and speak out with the whole back, brother.
No, right is right, wrong is wrong.
Yeah, inshallah. Something I don't know what it is because I have something, I have other thing, but me like you, right? But you can't compare. So, but the point as you're on Carnival, I just want to know. They're seeing these people and then they're coming up on the TV, especially TTT. Especially TTT.
Yes.
Trinidad and Tobago television. Children watching. And they will come out with all the behind out.
The backside.
And so you as a man, and as you say, that thing is so when you come in, when behind doors, you come, your children, oh God.
Well said.
It's like them people and them, like the brick win or what? Like the little brick win, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Woman, and this woman, and like the little brick win, they have no shit. What they disgrace the African, they disgrace. I see people measuring woman background now for modeling.
Right, but the thing is that it's not only the African community, it's across the board.
What happened to my people?
It's not limited to one race.
What happened to my people? What happened to my people?
Trinidadians have become shameless. We are a highly, in terms of Trinidad and Tobago, we are sexually overcharged in this country. I saw a video. Thank you very much, caller. I saw a video somebody sent to me with a Venezuelan woman. Apparently it had a Venezuelan party. And this fella grabbed a woman. And she had on a miniskirt up to here. The miniskirt raised and almost everything exposed. And this man is doing all sorts of things to this woman. And he is doing all, I'm talking about in front of a crowd on stage. And I telling myself, a dog does at least use their tail to cover their backside. A cat does do the same. If you hold, for example, I have 6 kittens, right? My wife. And when you hold the kitten upside down, you know what the kitten does? The kitten takes its tail and put it between its leg to cover its private parts. And imagine that even an animal understand what is shame. But my belief is, if you have no shame, do as you please. Correct? If you have no shame, do as you please. Hello?
Yeah, Inshan, good night.
Hey, how you going, man?
Ade, I want to touch on 3 things real quick, Inshan.
Go ahead now, man.
This new commissioner we have here, Inshan, it's going on 2+ years, Gary and Gay. So nobody ain't getting no fuel. I hope that she starts signing out people things so people can protect themselves and their family, Inshan. See what's going on. Real people getting robbed now still. And nothing, no protection. Police inside to go and guard people inside. That's what's going on outside there now, right? My second point is that Keith Rowley could come and say he's going to spend $1.6 billion to uplift San Fernando. Why do uplift the bill, the debt with the ONT and tech, so we don't have to do that for them? Why don't you take that money and put it in T and tech debt? So taxpayers don't have to go and spend that money. You're spending 1.2 on an airport, 800 million on cameras, 147 million on Carnival. People don't need them things, boy. People suffering in this country, boy. You understand what I'm saying? In China, listen to that song where Croker sing, boy. Good rubbish. They should take that straight in the garbage. I don't know why these people, and let me tell you something, he's one man from ever since to promote this racism thing, eh? People need to do their
allegedly. One is that at the end of the day, remember that matter now is going before court. So one is that I don't want to add no fuel to the fire. At the end of the day, all the things that he used to do on the background and all those things will be coming up. And all you know me, at the end of the day, I am doing what I need to do to protect my name, brother man. That is what I'm doing.
One last thing there, Sean.
Go ahead.
Rowley, Trinidad is not a real place, brother. You need to understand that in your head. Inshan, you enjoy your night.
Thank you very much. All the best, my friend. We'll take 3 final calls because we are out of time. Let's go again. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please. You're live.
Yes, sir, Mr. Inshan.
Yes.
Yeah, I have an idea about curtain.
No, go ahead. Listen. Don't listen to your telephone. Go ahead, play your television. Sorry. Go ahead. Listen to your telephone.
Yes, sir. I have an idea about curtailing crime, not only crime, but drug blocks in the area. We have over all areas in Trinidad where there are policemen live in the area, right? And every policeman, every area, there are drug blocks. Why not mandate these same officers to report to the superiors in their area? Because I've been living in an area, I'm 65 years old right now, and since I was a small boy, I know there are drug blocks. I know for a fact there are drug blocks in my area. And as a matter of fact, in my area, we have the last check I did, we had over 60 policemen. We have custom officers, we have immigration officers, we have prisons officers. And yet still, nothing is being done. Absolutely nothing.
No, but in fact,
again, I'm saying mandate the officers in their area to report to the superiors.
No, but you see, Kola, there is not supposed to be a mandate on that. What happens is that is supposed to be something happening without a mandate, because the officer is supposed to uphold the law. But the problem is that the officer does not uphold the law. Many of them outside of their work hours, and their work hours require them to be outside of the area. So what happens is that if they are not being paid to do that, because officers working on 2013 salaries right now, so at the end of the day, they are not going to do something like that to put themselves and their families at risk, especially if you know somebody is involved in drugs. Because
no, what I'm saying is mandate these fellas by law to do what they're supposed to do. Because as I told you before, I'm living in a village area, and since I'm small, I'm 65. I think I'm 8, 10 years old. There are still blocks in the area. Tell me what I should do.
Yeah, but unfortunately,
I'm afraid to report it because it has repercussions.
No, but unfortunately, that is going to be a bureaucratic nightmare, basically. Because what is going to happen is that for you to know that something is taking place, you have to have things like search warrants. And what happens is that you just can't assume that here happening. You hear that Tom down the road is a drug dealer. You can't just go and just organize and go in and do as you want. Remember, there are processes. And then also, I mean, quite frankly, if we cannot solve crime as blatant as somebody gets shot and it had 10 witnesses and we still can't get the person, when all the Venezuelans had robbed the imam in Bamboo, everybody know their faces, them come back in Trinidad right now and them lying as usual. That is the reality.
With all due respect, we know who are the players involved. We have 60 police in Felicity, 60 in the area, 60 police. We have immigration officer, transport officer, customs officer in the whole area. Everybody know who the pushers are. And again, I'm saying, we have over 60 police officers, very senior ones, and we are not seeing anything happening. I'm telling you right now, as a small boy, I know certain areas in the blocks in the area sell drugs, and nobody sees nothing. I have information where they were doing a drug run in my area, and when they got a call by pastor's house from a policeman telling me that he was in a raid. He was in a raid.
All right. Well,
and he was telling me that we got a call prior to being in business.
No, I understand what you're saying, but we have to leave it there because basically I have, guys, we have another call on hold. Hello? Okay, good, right. So we leave that right there. What happens is that we have to close it off there. I humbly apologize. And again, I thank you so much to those of you who view this program. And again, for those of you who join us late, I just want to remind you, the situation is still in Turkey. Like I said before, over 12,000 persons have lost their life. And what happens is that in my religion, we normally say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun. Verily from God you came, and to him is your eventual return. And what happens is that he's the one that gives life, and he's the one that takes life. And for me, like I said before, we would normally get involved and want to raise funds, etc. for places, but Turkey is a fairly wealthy country. Not only that, Turkey is being supported by a lot of wealthy countries as well. So Turkey is not short of help right now. They're not short of getting finance. The country that needs the help is Syria. But the problem with Syria is that you have to be careful about which organizations you're sending money to. So basically, we have decided that we will focus on our neighbors in Trinidad, and we will try to help the ones who really need help in Trinidad. Because I cannot stretch my arm and help someone who in need overseas when in my very country, there are people in my own community starving. that is hypocrisy. So I can't do that. All right? So that is not something I will be doing. I'll be focusing on Trinidad because I know the amount of people who need assistance here in my community and outside my community. All right? So all the best to you folks. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe outside and remember breaking barriers. There is a repeat of this program on Saturday and at 9 p.m. And just a reminder also, remember that our expo, our Ramadan expo is coming up the weekend before Ramadan starts. So therefore, if you have not booked your booth, do so now, please. Do so now. And lastly, don't forget to come down Baraka Grounds and Bossa Line. You know, there are so many people who come down there every weekend with their families. And for those, it's one of the safest places. And I still don't understand how people just go and park up their cars all over. And it have criminals and it have drain and ratting all over. And I really don't know how people have the gizzard and liver to do those kind of things. One is that Baraka Grounds could take 500 cars. 5 years we have been there incident-free. 5-6 years the food court. Incident-free, no problems at all. You sit down right there, you watch your car, you could come with the family and lime in a safe environment. We look forward to seeing you, you and the entire family, hopefully Friday, Saturday, Sunday, when you bust a line. All right, so take care, folks, and I'll catch you for Breaking Barriers next week. Lastly, to the residents of Bamboo number 2, on Sunday, 1 p.m., we are gathering to clean up the community center. All right? We are gathering to clean up that community center. You know, hold on, guys, sorry to do this, but let me see. Oh, no, I didn't have that. I don't think I take that as a video here. But I wanted to show the condition of the Bamboo number 2 community center, which is totally ridiculous because it's real bad. But I'll leave that right there. All right, so let us right. Right, good. Let us sit that right there. So all the best, folks. Enjoy the rest of your evening and be safe this weekend. Take care. Assalamu alaikum and good evening.